Shed Tail is a controversial new move released in Gen 9 that has enabled some game-breaking and uninteractive strategies. This move will sacrifice half of a Pokemon's health to create a substitute, and then pass that substitute on to another Pokemon. In competitive singles, individual moves are not often banned. There are some cases where this has happened, such as with the move Baton Pass, but generally singular moves are not enough of a problem on their own to warrant being banned. This is why the Pokemon Cyclizar was banned in Gen 9 OU, rather than the move Shed Tail. Shed Tail was not seen as the problem at the time, but the Pokemon using it was. With the combination of Shed Tail, Regenerate, high speed, and a wide support move pool, Cyclizar was deemed too powerful. Problem solved, right? Well, maybe not. In the latest OU tiering survey, Shed Tail was a topic of concern. Although Cyclizar is banned, Orthworm remains a legal Shed Tail user. Maybe the problem is the move after all, rather than an individual Pokemon. What does famous player JimCool have to say about this pressing matter? Let's find out. 80% of you watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you enjoy my videos, I'd appreciate it if you would take a moment to like the video and subscribe. Thank you. Although Orthworm is not nearly as powerful as Cyclizar, and it's usually only able to Shed Tail once or twice per game, this Pokemon can still enable offensive teammates very effectively, allowing them a crucial free turn of setup. Pokemon like Volcarona and Roaring Moon, when given a free turn, can win games on the spot in some situations. However, Gen 9 is home to the most OU ranked unaware Pokemon we've ever seen. The presence of Skeledirge, Clodsire, and Dondozo in the metagame can make Orthworm teams built around setup sweepers feel a bit unsafe to queue up with. There's also Tinglu's Whirlwind, which can remove substitute and boosts, so counterplay to this team style does exist. Personally, I think that the issue is that these unaware Pokemon can't fit on every team style. They're not necessarily ubiquitous Pokemon. They fit on more defensive structures, and it's not great to be forced into running one type of team to cover a polarizing matchup. Tinglu may be able to fit on a variety of team styles, but Tinglu isn't quite as solid against Shed Tail teams as the unaware Pokemon are. It can be worn down fairly easily, and many of the offensive threats on these teams can threaten Tinglu directly. The boost sweepers of Gen 9 are already extremely dangerous, game-ending threats that only need one opening to potentially clean up a game. Shed Tail serves to push these threats further over the edge and make them even more difficult to form a plan against and respond to if you're not using those unaware Pokemon. In some matchups, it feels like if the worm just gets a single opening to use Shed Tail once, the game is instantly over, and there's simply not enough time to respond. Terastalize is also a mechanic that tends to help offensive teams maintain their momentum. If you've successfully shed-tailed to your boost sweeper and used the free turn to set up, Terastalizing will just solidify your advantage even further, giving you a damage boost on either your stab moves or a coverage option of choice, a defensive typing to prevent you from being eliminated, and sometimes it can even do both of these things at once. So me personally, I am pretty anti-Shed Tail, and I have been from the beginning. This is the kind of move that just tends to create problems in a singles environment. As for what action should be taken, I'm not too sure. The reality of Gen 9 OU in its current state is that it's kind of a fake metagame. As soon as Pokemon Home comes out, everything is going to be reset and we'll be back to square one anyway. Most of the Pokemon that have been banned will likely be legal again and retested in the significantly different metagame with a far larger pool of Pokemon. And that includes Cyclizar, and of course Shed Tail if anything happens to it. That's the main reason why they're being pretty liberal with quick bans recently, more so than they usually are. This is a temporary metagame, so these decisions aren't going to have super long-term ramifications. They're taking a more short-term approach because it's a short-term metagame. Also, since there's limited options in the current metagame, it's much more likely that one Pokemon or one mechanic will be harder to deal with, because there's simply less options available to us. So honestly, I don't really mind what they do with Shed Tail, whether they quick ban it or not. I'm pretty much just waiting for Pokemon Home, and so are many other players. Whether the current metagame remains chaotic and a bit broken, or they quickly scramble to ban more stuff since it won't matter anyway, I don't really mind. I guess if you really twisted my arm, I'd say to just ban Shed Tail because I think it's dumb. And ban Garganical too because he's dumb. Why not? More bans? Give me a break. Smogon's just gonna ban everything until the only Pokemon left is Magikarp. Thank you. I came up with that one myself. What do you think about this very important and pressing worm-related controversy? Is this a huge issue affecting millions, or do you not really care one way or the other? Let me know down below in the comments, and thank you for watching. Thank you to the patrons. If you'd like to send me a team to look at in a video, or request a video topic for me to cover, take a look at my Patreon link in the description for more information. Like this video and subscribe to the channel for more informative content about competitive Pokemon.
The money got different, cause of what I'm spending. The money got different,
Oh, it's
cause of what
Megaphone!
I'm spending.
Oh,
The money
KO'd
got
by
different,
one hit! It
cause
scattered
of what I'm
spikes!
spending. The money got different.